Hello guys. Welcome back to my channel, Writing Practices. Today, we are going to learn how to write a tax appeal request letter. What is a tax appeal request letter? A tax appeal request letter is a formal document, written by a property owner to a local tax assessor or tax office, requesting a review and reassessment of the property's tax valuation. This letter is typically sent when the property owner believes that the assessed value of their property, which determines the amount of property taxes owed, is inaccurately high and does not reflect the true market value or condition of the property. In the letter, the property owner explains the reasons for disagreeing with the current assessment, often providing supporting evidence such as a comparative market analysis, a professional appraisal report, a property condition report, and tax comparisons with similar properties in the area. The goal of the letter is to have the property's assessed value reduced, resulting in lower property taxes. Here, Writing Practices will show you how to write a tax appeal request letter step by step. Check this out. First of all, you need to write your information as a sender of the letter. Include your full name, home address, email address, and phone number. These details should be clear to ensure the assessor can contact you easily for any further inquiries or decisions regarding your appeal. For the next, write the full date of the letter. Use the format of month, day, and year. This is important for record keeping and to confirm that your appeal is within the allowable time period. And then, write the information about the recipient. Write the full name and address of the assessor's office. If it's addressed to a specific person or department, mention that as well. This clarifies who is responsible for receiving and processing your request. And then, you can also write the subject line, but it is optional. You may simply write, an appeal regarding a property tax assessment, followed by the location of the property. After writing all this information, you can open the letter with a formal salutation. If you know the name of the assessor or the relevant individual, address them directly. Otherwise, you can write a general greeting to the assessor's office suffices, or dear sir or madam, or to whom it may concern. In the paragraph 1, state the purpose of the letter. In this paragraph, state the purpose of your letter, identifying the property, the assessed value, and the tax year in question. Not only that, you need to also explain briefly that you believe the assessment is incorrect. Therefore, you need to mention the assessed value you've been informed of, and the reasons for your belief that it is inaccurate. Provide also the property's full address, and the specific tax year you are appealing. This is the example how you write the first paragraph. I am writing to formally request an appeal of the current tax assessment, on my property located at 789 Oak Lane, Boulder, CO80302. According to the recent notice dated February 1, 2025, the assessed value of my property for the 2025 tax year has been set at $650,000. After careful review of this assessment, and considering the current condition and market value of my property, I believe that this assessed value does not accurately reflect its true value. Yes, you have to make sure that this paragraph establishes the main issue that your letter aims to resolve. In the paragraph 2, write introduction to supporting documentation. Introduce the key documents you are including to support your claim. Each piece of documentation should demonstrate why the current tax assessment is not reflective of the true property value. And summarize the types of documents you are providing that can help substantiate your appeal. You may write something like, to support my request for a reassessment, I have included the following documentation. And there, you need to write detailed explanation of documentation. The first document should be Comparative Market Analysis, or CMA. Here, describe how the CMA, prepared by a real estate professional, compares your property with similar homes in the area. This analysis should provide data showing that your property's market value is lower than the assessed value. And you need to emphasize that the CMA presents evidence that the current assessed value is higher than the market value of comparable properties, supporting your request for reassessment. You can write it this way. 1. Comparative Market Analysis, or CMA. This analysis, prepared by a licensed real estate professional, outlines recent sales of comparable properties in my area, and suggests a market value of $590,000 for my property, which is significantly lower than the assessed value. The second document is appraisal report. Here, you need to mention that a certified appraiser has conducted a formal appraisal of your property. Describe the findings of the report, focusing on how the appraised value is lower than the assessed value. You must also highlight that the appraisal includes detailed information on the property's condition and comparable sales data, making it a reliable source to back up your claim. This is the example how you write it. 2. Appraisal report. An appraisal conducted by a certified appraiser on January 15, 2025, indicates that the market value of my property is $600,000. This report provides a detailed evaluation of my property and comparable sales data. The third document is Property Condition Report. In this section, explain that this report outlines any structural or maintenance issues with your property that would decrease its value. For instance, mention major issues like a faulty roof, plumbing problems, or foundational damage that may have been overlooked during the initial assessment. This report strengthens your case by showing that the property's condition justifies a lower value. And this is how you write it. 3. Property Condition Report. This report highlights several issues and defects that negatively affect the value of my property. These include a leaking roof, outdated plumbing, and foundation concerns, which were not adequately considered in the assessment. For the last document, it will be tax bill comparison. Yes, you need to discuss how neighboring properties with similar or better conditions are assessed at lower values. Explain that you have reviewed tax bills from properties nearby, which demonstrates that your property's assessment is disproportionately high. This comparison is meant to show that your tax burden is unfair relative to similar properties. This is how you write it. 4. Tax bill comparison. I have also included tax bills from neighboring properties that, despite having similar or superior features and conditions, are assessed at lower values than my property. In the paragraph 3, this is where you write a request for reassessment. Politely but firmly request that the assessor's office reviews your documentation and lowers your property's assessed value. This paragraph transitions from explaining the evidence to making a clear request for action. You should ask for a formal reassessment of your property based on the documentation you've provided. And emphasize that the evidence demonstrates that the current assessed value is inaccurate and should be adjusted to reflect the true market value. And here is the example how you write the third paragraph. I respectfully request that the Boulder County Assessor's Office review these documents and consider a reassessment of my property's value for the 2025 tax year. I believe that the evidence provided justifies a reduction in the assessed value to a more accurate reflection of its current market value. In the paragraph 4, offer for further discussion or cooperation. Yes, you need to show that you are willing to cooperate fully and are open to discussing the appeal further, either through meetings or providing additional information. Express your willingness to meet with the assessor's office or provide any other documentation needed. This demonstrates your collaborative attitude and signals that you are committed to resolving the issue professionally. And here is the example how you write it. I am committed to working cooperatively with your office to resolve this matter, and am available for a meeting or discussion at your earliest convenience. Please let me know the next steps in the appeal process, and any additional information you may require from me. In the paragraph 5, write closing remarks and anticipation for a response. You need to conclude the letter by summarizing your request and expressing optimism for a prompt and favorable resolution. And express gratitude for their time and attention, and show that you look forward to their response. Simply, you may write something like this. Thank you for your attention to this request. I look forward to your prompt response and am hopeful for a favorable outcome. And finally, you can end the letter formally with your signature and name, maintaining a professional tone throughout. Use a closing phrase, such as sincerely, and sign off with your full name. If sending a hard copy, sign it physically. For emails, your typed signature will suffice. So, that's how you write a tax appeal request letter step by step. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.